Bore da dosbarth porfo. This lesson today is for group 2, okay? And it's a lesson on how to be able to partition tens and units. Now, to partition tens and units just means to split them up, all right? And it makes it easier. We need to know this because when we're adding and subtracting and we're multiplying, okay, we need to know which columns the right numbers need to go in, all right? And by doing that, it makes it easier for it to work out the problem. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at tens and units today, all right? And now these are 2-digit numbers. They're 2 numbers. For example, we've got 28, 42, 63, and 59, okay? These are all 2-digit numbers. Now, if you just split them into tens and units, you always have to remember, if you look at the number, the unit number is always on the right-hand side, okay? And the unit number is here. So it would be an 8, a 2, a 3, and a 9. They're all unit numbers, and it just means there's 9 of them. There's 3 of them. There's 2 of them. There's no more, okay? There's just 8. Whereas the next one, when we read it, is 28. So the 2 equals 2 tens, 4 tens, 6 tens, and 5 tens. Now the task I'm going to give you is that I've already given you these 2-digit numbers. What you have to do is to be able to split them, first of all, into tens and units. Then I want you to show me how many tens and how many units there are. So, for example, for the first one, okay, we have 2 tens. Now this is where you need to know your 10 times table, all right? And I know that you can all count in tens, all right? Because you've done it for me in class last term. So the first task would be 2 tens, and 2 tens are 20, okay? And as I said before, the 8 is an 8 on its own. It's just 8, okay? And the way you check is that you can do 20 add 8, and 20 add 8 should equal 28. You can check your work that way, okay? So if you look at the number 42, we've got 4 tens, and 4 tens are 40, and 2 is a unit on their own, okay? If you look at the number 63, we've got 6 tens, and 6 tens are 60, and the 3 is a unit on their own. So you see a pattern emerging. Let's do the last one and I'll show you. We've got 50 times 10 is 50, and 9 is a 9 unit on their own. If you were to add each of these numbers together, if you've done it correctly, which I'm sure you're going to, you will achieve the number at the top, okay? It's a way of checking your work. The pattern that's emerging is all I've done is to work out the tens is to add a 0 onto the number at the top. So 2 add the 0 equals 20. 4 add a 0, 6 add a 0, 5 add a 0. And it gives me the tens that I would like, okay? So I've given you 6 of these to do, and also a couple of other extension questions, all right? Now it works in both ways if you wanted to do it with hundreds, tens and units as well. So maybe if you finish this task early, you can stretch yourself further by thinking of hundreds, tens and units, a 3-digit number. And a 3-digit number might be 427, okay? And I've split it up into hundreds, tens and units. So this time I've got my unit, which we all know is a number on its own. We don't do anything to it, okay? We've got the tens column, which are 2 tens, and 2 tens we know are 20, and we know that if we're struggling with our 10 times table and counting into tens, all we do is take the number and add a 0 on the end. And then if we've got the hundreds column, it's 4 hundreds, 4 times 100, okay? And to work that one out is, if I've only added a 0 onto a 10, all right? If I've got the number 100, we look at the number of zeros and we add the zeros on, okay? So we've got 400, add 20, add 7, gives us 427. Now, if you do finish early and you feel that you could explore numbers further, okay, then you can have a go at doing a 3-digit number. But the numbers I've given you on the sheet are just for 2. Good luck, and I hope to see you work on Seesaw. Well done.